Okay, thanks. My name is William. Well, today I'm going to show you. Well, today I guess I'm going to show you this stupid yin yang symbol. Of course, yeah, I know it is stupid, but today I'm going to talk about a religion. Um, okay, I'm going to talk about a religion that started in ancient China. Today's video is called "What Does the Bible Say About Taoism?" That's why I'm showing you the stupid yin yang symbol. Now, what is the yin yang symbol? The yin yang symbol. What is it? Well, first the yin. Okay, yin. Well, okay. First, okay. Sorry, yang. Okay, yang. Okay, the white part is called yang. It's male and he has the power of light. The black part right here is called yin. Okay, she's female and she has the power of darkness. I know these are Mandarin words, the yin and yang, but different things. Or I don't know. There might be English words. I don't know. But these symbols. But this symbol's not good. This symbol came out of Taoism. But look, it's on the South Korean flags, on the Mongolian flag. But what I'll tell you. But the yin yang symbol came from ancient China. It came from Taoism, and that's not good. But now we're having this. I don't know, probably everywhere. I've been seeing it in a few places in my home country, in the United States of America. I know in my home country, the United States of America, because I live in the United States of America. So why this? Well, probably because I believe ancient China got started as a pagan nation. That's why. I believe that when the Tower of Babel, I think when people got scattered, some of the people got scattered to ancient China, I believe they made China as a pagan nation. Which means that most people that started ancient China were unsaved. Now, there might be a few of them that were Christians back then, but the problem is that wasn't called Christianity back then. It was called Judaism back then. Though I know the word Christian didn't come until Jesus Christ came to this earth. So, I know, because in the Old Testament, I learned that Christianity was called Judaism. Right? Yeah. And now we call it Christianity, or Christianism, right? Okay. Well, anyway, this religion called Taoism, it's wrong. But before we can talk about that, here's Taoism in Spanish. It's called Taoismo in Spanish. But Taoism in French, it's probably just found out. Now Taoism is also called Daoism, if you want to know. It's called Tao Chao in Mandarin, and it can also be pronounced by Dao, or it can be pronounced Dao Chao as well, if you want to call it. That's what the religion is called in Mandarin, anyway. And he's also in Japanese. Tokyo and Dokyo is how to say Taoism. Dokyo is how to say Taoism in Japanese. But so you can see that's Taoism. I don't like it. It's false. It needs to be exposed. So I'm talking about what's happening in ancient China. Maybe after I'll talk about modern day China after this video. But first, I want to talk about what was happening in ancient China first, because Taoism is wrong, and we need to preach against it. Okay, now, because first of all, you have to learn something. English wasn't invented there at the time, so Taoism. So when Taoism was created, I think in the primeval times. I believe it was called Yeah, I believe it was called Tao Chow when it was made. Yeah, because I know, because that's my belief anyway. But anyway, now if you want to know what China's called in other languages, the country, well, I'll tell you right now, but I'll have to take a look. It's called China in Spanish. There it is. It's called Chin in French. There. Well, here's its national language. So, you can read by the Chinese character or this word right here, or this Mandarin word right here. But that's it does say the name China and their national language Mandarin. It's called Zhongguo, and it means Middle Kingdom. Yeah, okay. I'm not sure pronouncing it, but yeah, they're calling it okay. So China and their national language Mandarin is called Zhongguo, and it just means Middle Kingdom. I'm probably not pronounced it correctly, but that's probably the way I'm saying. And it's probably if I'm saying it wrong, you can correct me, but that's how I can say it. No, and I'm probably using this wrong. Let me erase all these. I think I'm getting this wrong here. Well, China and Japanese is called Jongoku. I actually put these in here by accident. I actually put these other words by accident. But China and Japanese is called Jongoku. That's what it is called anyway. Not these other ones. I think I put these here by accident. Or I don't know for sure. Or I think there's the other ones say China and Japanese. I don't know. I could be wrong. Because Japanese is harder anyway. I'll talk more about that later. But I know it's language is Mandarin. Okay. All right. Okay. Or is it? Oh, I think it. Oh yeah, I think it's called Jugoku. Yeah, it's a Jugoku is how to say China in Japanese. But I'm not sure what these are called. You see, Juka, China, I mean, China. Okay, I'm not even sure these are correct words, but I think those are the ways how to say China in Japanese. I could be wrong about that. I don't know that for sure because I could be wrong about that. We'll see. I could be wrong about that because I don't know. But I think Jugoku is the correct word. I don't know if these two are correct because I don't know for sure. Because I don't know Japanese very well. But I know that China's national language is called Mandarin, which is make it to which is yeah right here. So first of all, so let's get back to the Taoism first. So what is Taoism? Why is Taoism wrong? Why? Well, first of all, why it's sending people to hell? That's what I meant to say here anyway, because why it was anyway. Because right here it says right here the website here it says Taoism is of the devil. Well, that is true because kind of way to say it anyway, because it's not a good religion to believe. All these other religions, they're any other Christianity are just, I'm sorry, damn people to hell, but oh well, this is not good. Taoism, all in one, all in one and all. So let me read to you why I believe that Taoism is wrong. according to the Bible. And why we shouldn't have this Yin Yang symbol, because it came from Taoism. I know even Buddhists uses the Yin Yang symbol too, but it came from Taoism. And Taoism is wrong. Okay, Taoism is a religion outside of the Bible, and this is not good at all. Now, first of all, does the Bible talk about ancient China? Well, let me get to Google. Well, let me tell you something. Let me Google it first to show it to you. So, I don't know if those verses have to do with Taoism, but I'll go take a look myself, because here, I also want to take a look at the Chinese Zodiac as well, but here it is. Okay, so you got, well, let me tell you something. The name India is mentioned the name India is mentioned in the Bible, but the name China is not found in the Bible. Now, why? Well, because it didn't invent it until the 16th century. And China is called, remember, probably because it wasn't invented until the 16th century, that's my guess anyway. And we learn it in any, that's why. So it was Pompey. So what was it called back then? Probably in its national language, Zhongguo. That's probably my guess. Or else, I don't know. But anyway, that's just see this. So what is the Bible's verses about China? Well, that's again to the answer to Revelation 16, verse 12. The sixth angel poured out of the vial open of the great Everrites. The water thereof was dried up of the kings of the east, and might be prepared. Revelation 9:16, verse 18. The number of the army of the horsemen were 200,000. I heard a number of them. All right, Matthew 24, verse 14. And this gospel of the kingdom shall be preached, and all the word of the witness of all the nations shall end come. Okay. So the Bible is saying that China is the king is one of the kings of the east, but if you want to read more of the 16, here it says right here, and the number of the army of the horsemen of 200,000. I heard the number of them. I saw the horsemen of the vision, and said in them, Boss be of fire, and just as the brimstone of the horses of the lions of our mouth, it should smoke and brimstone. These parts of men killed by fire and by the smoke of the brimstone, which issued out of their mouths. Here, and here's the Chinese Zodiac. One right here. So, and I think these verses are all, and plus now, here's Bible verse about the Chinese Zodiac, which is also about China, about ancient China. How do you see this? What the hour come in see this what they're saying is. So Deuteronomy 18, verse 9 to 12. It says, the hour come, okay, let me read these, because it says read more. All right, it says right here. It says right here, about the Chinese Zodiac. It says, "All come into the knowledge of our Lord, yet God giveth thee, and shall not learn and do any nations of these nations. There shall not be found among you any nations of the sons and daughters to pass through the divination of observer types, general or witch, or charmer, consultant of rebellion spirits, or a wizard, or a necromancer. For do all these things, abomination to the Lord, because of these doing these abominations, the Lord thy God to do it, give out before thee." I don't know if this has to do with Taoism, anyway, but anyway, that's just another but that's a verse about the book of Deuteronomy, anyway. But reading anyway, that's about witchcraft, anyway, and wizardry and necromancy. And here's Isaiah. So, but this is for the Bible verse of the Chinese Zodiac. So there are were the multitude, the consults of the astrologers, the stargazers, among the Polsgeisters China, save thee, gaze upon thee. Behold, the stubble with fire, and shall burn them, shall deliver themselves from the power of the flame. There shall not be cold, warm yet, nor fire still before it. So I guess those are the Bible verses I can find about ancient China. But sorry, that's just that's what I'll talk about later. So and Taoism. So what's wrong with Taoism? So all in one, all in all. Or that's just a question anyway. So why? Well, I'll read it to you why I believe Taoism is wrong. Okay, so here in the Chinese language, well, first of all, the language we know of the language is called Mandarin anyway. But let's keep reading. The word Tao means way, indicating the way of the thought of or life. There may be several ways in China's long history, Confucianism and Buddhism in the 6th century BC, under the influence of ideas to a man named Lao Tzu. Taoism became the way because Confucianism influenced every aspect of the Chinese culture. Taoism has become a system philosophical and could be indulged through few individuals. The first cities have been emerged, perhaps under the influence of Buddhism, communal religion, and later he evolved as a popular folk religion, 600 BC, the birth of Taoism. So it started 600 BC, but so right here, until the arrival of Buddhism in China, Taoism was the chief religious, philosophical system and population. Communism was a major Chinese tradition, and the philosophical system, and then the religion. The religions of Taoism are lost of security. The basics obviously ascribed the master teacher, Lao Tzu, which was supposed to have basics tasks, and also known as Lao Tzu, Tao, Te Jing. The word Tao means the way. It works in each English title, classic of the way, its power. Most scholars today, because of the work is not written by one person. Fundamental to early Taoism was a belief that the Tao was eternal reality, the source of existence. The goal individual is to avoid earthly things, to live in harmony and live the Tao, live in harmony with the Tao and with nature in hopes achieving immortality. Despite the spread of Buddhism, Taoism has continued to influence Chinese thought and the culture including of the present day. Philosophical Taoism, the Tao considered the name of unknowable, essentially a divine element. All that is, everything is basically one desperate appearance of differences, because all is one. Matters of good and evil, and the true of or false, as well as differing opinions, could only arise when people lose sight of the oneness and think of the private benefits are absolutely true. This could be likened of the person looking out a small window that he sees the whole world. And all he sees is a small portion of it because there's one. and death merge into each other and through the seasons of the year. He do the opposition of one another and two aspects of the distinct reality. The life of the individual comes when one goes back to it. The goal of life for a Taoist is to cultivate mystical relationship to the Tao. Here is this therefore avoid the springing up energies through the pursuit of wealth, power of knowledge, by shunning every earthly distraction. Taoist is able to concentrate on life itself. The longer adherence life, the more ascending the person pursued to have become. Eventually, the hope is to become immortal. Coming religions, Taoism is a distinct philosophical counterpart. The emphasis of teachings of collective ceremonies, good conduct of the wealth of long life, while the bad conduct will result of disease, death, and suffering in the afterlife. This array of gods of the mysteries of the universe, which is their part of the sacred text, and their order of the merit of the who lives the commentaries for the exercises of quotable rituals. Folk religion is everyday life of this people, and the gods with the connected ritual life begins. Quality of bountiful gifts, each object's daily life of the various spirit. All types of Taoism is coming of the quest for harmonious body of universe. The various of the individual groups are needed was mystical magic and ceremony. All you can see is Taoism is contrary to the Bible, and it's also the main theme of New Age movement, which then celebrities have promoted. The Beatles, Shirley MacLaine, and many others have fallen for this deception. And many theme, and it's also a main theme of witchcraft, which is the nature of the gods. And there's no creator, good and evil, which is the extent of make life, and they want to, what you want it to be. Just as Buddhism influenced Taoism, so as Easter believes the church. What a shame people fall for this garbage. Alright. Okay. So you see, Taoism is wrong. So, and you can see the Yin Yang symbol. Yeah, I know. Yang being the light, and Yin being the darkness. I don't know, but I believe this Yin Yang symbol has been worshipped as a god. This is not good at all. So I believe they're doing also, I guess Taoism is teaching people also doing idolatry as well. Those people are doing witchcraft. So yeah. So the Book of Deuteronomy is correct about this. So yeah, the Book of Deuteronomy has something to do with Taoism. Okay. And so yeah, I guess these verses are correct about China itself. Does the Bible talk about China? I do believe so, and so is the religion of Taoism. So, yeah, even though the name China's not found in the Bible, and neither does the word Taoism. So, I believe, I don't know, but yeah, well, it's called that's the reason why I call it Taoism, because I speak English, and you gotta translate it that's how you gotta translate it into English anyway. I know when it was made, it was called Tao Chao, but when it got translated, it got Taoism. So I know I speak English. That's why. Well, the problem is that so this is why I believe that Taoism is wrong. Okay, we need people to come to believe in Jesus Christ, and there's people in the United States of America believing in Taoism too. I've been seeing the Yin Yang symbols in my home country, the United States of America. I don't like it at all. So, to me, all I can say is this is not good at all. And this is not what we should learn from China at all. Ancient China anyway. I know. What should we learn from China? Well, first of all, China has, just like India, China has many languages as well. And we can learn from that. You can learn their languages if you want to. I don't know all their languages. There's probably about 300 of them, if is what I heard. But I can tell what some of them are. So I believe there's Tibetan. There's Hokkien. So there's Chinese, Fujianese, um, and then there's Cantonese, and there's the most spoken language, Mandarin. Um, to me, and I don't, I know there's people that want to, I know there's people learning Cantonese, but I don't think it. Well, Cantonese, first of all, is only spoken in Guangdong, Macau, and Hong Kong. So I don't know why. So, and plus it's hard in Mandarin. Now Mandarin, it's easier. I think Cantonese has like about 6 to 9 tones, and I think Mandarin has like about 4 to 5 tones. Um, um, all I can say is this is not good. Okay, it's wrong to believe in Taoism, but you know, but what does learning Mandarin have to do with? Well, I would say learning Mandarin could be good if you want to preach the gospel to the Chinese people. Well, at least the ones that don't speak English anyway. But there's many Chinese people in my home country, the USA, that speaks English anyway. But the ones that don't, I would say I would probably be best to learn Mandarin to get them saved. To the ones that don't speak English. But there's many Chinese churches in my home country, the USA. There's a Chinese church close to where I'm at. I think it's I forgot what it's called. I think it's on Cucamonga in Philadelphia. Yeah, I'll tell you if you want me to talk more about that church. I'll talk more about it in another video because I don't want to get into that anyway. But that's a Chinese church that's close to me. I never went to that church, but it's close to where I'm at anyway. But it's close to where I'm at, and I live in the United States of America. So. Right, because right now, of course, because there's Chinese people over the world, including in my home country, the United States of America. That's why, you know, you can learn Mandarin in my home country, the United States of America, and that's fine. There's many of Mandarin speakers in my home country, the United States of America. So why I'm saying we need to preach to the Chinese people only in my home country, the United States of America? Well, because I believe it's illegal to do it because I've been hearing from a lot of people on the internet, and also a lot of I've been hearing from a lot of people in my home country, United States of America, that they're saying that China is a communist country, but we don't know very much about that. I don't know. I think what I heard about Chinese Communist Party is that it's a small part of the country. I think is what I heard, but we still have to find out why it's illegal to be a Christian in China. Why it's illegal to preach the gospel there? I'll read it to you to find out why. But since I tell you that why I believe that Taoism is wrong, now I'm going to show you why I believe this. Now, if you want to preach the gospel to the Mandarin speakers, you're probably just doing it in the United States first, and then doing it in Taiwan, and then doing it in China. Well, first of all, Taiwan. Here's Taiwan right here. I believe that Taiwan is an independent country. And why do I believe that? Because Taiwan has a president of itself. It's a female president, which is wicked anyway, because the leader should be a man, not a woman. So I know that's one thing wrong about Taiwan anyway. But about this, yeah. So I know that's one thing about Taiwan. So yes, Taiwan's still a wicked country. Well, I would say both Taiwan and China are both wicked countries. Well, I would say they're both wicked countries. I'm going to say that. Anyway, because well, first of all, so why? So we can say this. What does persecution look like in China? Let's go. Well, I'll tell you right now. What's it like for Christians? And I'll have to go to and if you want to know more, I'll go to this website right here if you want to know more. Here it is. Here's China Christian Daily, and I'll read more about that since I get to this article here. So what does it say this? What does persecution look like in China? What's life for Christians? Well, I'll read that to you right now. It says right here. It says the church in China continues and to enjoy Christian growth. However, the life for Christians is anything but straightforward. The policy societizing the church to implement areas across the country. The Communist Party relies on Chinese cultural identity. Stay in power limits, however, the power is a threat of control and society. The new restrictions of social media, new government organizations since 2019, relations of religion society applying to society of freedom, churches are mentioned to close down, whether the independent part of the three self-religious movement of the Vishnu Second Protestant Church in China. Envision of the just introduction new layers of Christian activity. It's a misinterpretation of already existing laws as a ban on the online site of Bibles. On one more level, the comfort of Islam and Buddhism discovered by their community and family, by likely to face threats of physical harm, and all that went into back. Spouses may be forced to divorce. Members of the community of practice of Christian activities, authorities who could take action to stop them. Meets grace. There's no prior warning. They come sit down and engage me for a whole day without a break. I never found question many colleagues they're pressured them provide information religious needs. This son was genetic action husband made it look like a criminal. So you can say this. So is this right here? What has changed in China? The instance of pressure because they changed Christians like black government means China has jumped 6 places from last year's list. In just 3 years, country has risen 26 places. We're very rapidly degrading situation of Christians in the country. It's been increasingly difficult to avoid having the fall of Vishnu ideology, even by the state-funded churches. Many churches subject of the state's tight control, regulating themselves of the split smaller groups that didn't always save them for introduction. The reports activities used for COVID-19 pandemic to keep churches closed even as no longer necessary for health reasons. There's also has been an increase of rates in harassment of individual Christians and families. The Daoism church has been damaged, destroyed, some confiscated. And the campaign has spread almost every religion in the country. Crosses has been removed from churches. Meanwhile, has been regulating religion has been introduced in February 2008 and February 2020. Continue the scrutiny of the implemented rollout of the increasing number of provinces. Well, it has 23 provinces. Anyway, let's keep reading. No reports decisions may eventually avoid disclosing information for Christians and many authorities. The reflects of the degradation of the Communist Party exerted its control of the areas of life. We must remember China is vast. The investment of life of Christians and is very different in various parts of the country. However, the city of Christians is situated over the country. Who was the most vulnerable to persecution? Converts from Muslim or Buddhist backgrounds are face the strongest persecution in China, but this is division by families and local communities. Protestant Christians are more concentrated in provinces like Henan and What's this word? Zhejiang. I don't know how to pronounce it correctly. The Catholic Christians are high number in Hebei. These are considered hotspots. However, Christian space restrictions monitoring all over China, with incidents that are reported by most all provinces. What does open doors to help Christians do in China? Yeah, I have to turn the inside fan because it's getting hot in my room. But let's keep reading. Open Doors supports persecuted believers in China through discipleship and persecuted survival training. Survival contextualized Christian literature believers from Muslim and Buddhist backgrounds. I only don't care if they're persecuting Islam and Buddhism, but I don't think they should have a war on Christianity at all. You know, Christians are just converting people to Christ, you know, Jesus Christ in the way. Anyway, let's just keep reading because I want to read this. It says that now it says pray for China. It says ask the Lord to give church leaders to wisdom, discernment, of guidance, congregations of the light, of increased restrictions and surveillance. Look up in prayer who lift up the form of religion and follow Jesus. Pray will be protected from harm, strengthened in their faith, empowered in their witness. Ask Lord, open their eyes of those authority to the great power and the beauty of the gospel. And you can read more about it, but I think it's best to do is to preach the gospel to the Chinese people in my home country, the United States of America. You know, and Taiwanese people in my home country, the United States of America as well. I believe it's illegal to preach the gospel in Taiwan, just not China, I believe. Anyway, here's China Christian Daily if you want to learn more. If you want to learn more about what Christianity is in China, anyway, here it is right here if you want to learn more. Anyway, so, and now if you want to think about Chinese people, well, first of all, we'll have to look what all these stations are in general. Because I believe the Bible. I believe what the Bible says. I'm against racism, so I love all people. So I don't include these stations. So of course I love Chinese people, but yes, they're beautiful. I know I like the way they look. I mean, I like the way they look. You know, they look cute, or sorry, they look beautiful and pretty, but they still have to believe on our Lord Jesus Christ to get saved, because if they don't, they will go to hell when they die. You know, I want everybody to get. I want people to get saved. You know, but it's not. I know, but this is just well, that's why I brought off. To me, I know I brought off. Well, reason why it's well, I could preach the gospel to the Chinese people in my country, the United States of America. But if there's any Taiwanese, and also the Taiwanese as well. But if there's any Taiwanese people in Taiwan, or Chinese people in China, if they want to talk about me about the Bible, you know, they can if they want to. You know, I don't know very much Mandarin, but you can still talk to me in English if you know. If you speak English, you can talk to me if you want to. Anyway, you know, I believe Mandarin is probably one of the languages I might learn after Spanish. I don't know for sure, because, you know, right now I'm busy a lot of other things right now. But, you know, I believe what the Bible says. You know. You know, and I try to keep believing the Bible. And I'll keep believing the Bible until the day I die, because I want to keep. Because preaching the gospel is what I do anyway. And so you can see, So I know that. So I hope this video shows you that Taoism is wrong. And all we can get to is, I believe, what we can do is get people to Christ. Hope we can get that. And I know I turned on my ceiling fan because it was getting hot in my bedroom. I know, but I want to show you how to get saved. So here's how to get saved, guys. The point of any false religion is to damn souls to hell. The way to go to heaven is to believe on the Lord Jesus Christ. Salvation is by faith alone, and grace on Jesus Christ alone. And once you get saved, by easy beliefs in the truth. Meaning you can't lose your salvation once you're saved. Meaning by easy beliefs that salvation is easy. What to do is just believe on Jesus Christ for salvation. So Taoism is wrong, right? So this video showed you that Taoism is wrong, and we should not. I know. I'm warning Christians about this religion because there's many people in the United States of America that are believing it. You know. And we can learn from China. Well, it's probably their most spoken language, Mandarin. And we can use that, and yes, we can use that language to preach the gospel to the Taiwanese and the Chinese people. And well, yeah, in my home country, the United States of America. And I don't know, but I don't care what country you live in anyway. It's the salvation, but the gospel of Jesus Christ is the same for everybody. Because first of all, the gospel of Jesus is the same for everybody. Everybody. I don't care what nationality you have. What I care about is either believe the Bible, and that's it. Because I don't want anyone to go to hell. That's why. Okay? I'm just more worried about, I'm worried about you, because hell is a bad place to go to. It's scary. I know. I don't want anyone to go to hell because it's something scary. So yeah, the scariest thing for me to see is someone going to hell when they die. I want to see someone going to heaven when they die by believing on the Lord Jesus Christ for salvation. That's why I believe the Bible. And now, I know some people are trying to tell me that not even Chinese people know their own know Mandarin all the way. Just Chinese people know all of the Chinese characters. I don't know. There could be a few. There could be a couple of Chinese people that know all the Chinese characters, but there's many of them. There's probably about maybe 50 to 100,000. So I don't know. Many. And I'll talk more about that maybe in a later video. And I know that Mandarin's a tonal language, so and I know that Chinese characters are hard to write. I know they call it Hanzi in Mandarin, and then Kanji in Japanese, and I'll talk more about that, in the next video. But the next video is, what I'm talking about next video is, I'm talking about next is a religion that came from ancient Japan, which is about to say about Shintoism, and I'll talk about that next video. So I have to go right now, but I'm going to be believing what the Bible says. Anyway, I have to go right because I believe, I'll keep believing that. Anyway, I have to go right now. So thank you for watching this video. I'll talk about. So yeah, I'll talk about a religion that started in ancient Japan, what is best about Shintoism. How about the next video? And you have to go right now. So thank you for watching this video. I hope you enjoyed. It's there. Bye. Okay. Okay, guys. Okay, guys. So I'm done talking about Taoism, and I'm done talking about why it's wrong, right? Okay, and I'm done talking about that you can learn that you can learn. I'm done with talking to you about that the language of Mandarin is what you can learn from China to preach the gospel of Jesus Christ to the Mandarin speakers, the Taiwanese and the Chinese people. Well, I'm also showing you another website as well. I probably forgot to show you before I go. Before I go, okay? So because right here I forgot to show you. And this right here, this website called ChinaChristianDaily.com. This website here talks to this. Sorry. This I don't want to get doing something. This website right here talks about this one shows you this website talks about what Christianity is like in China. If you want to know about it, you can read more about it to yourself if you want to learn more. Okay, and you know. And let me know if you like this website, because we need to get Christians, because we need to get more people to preach the gospel of Jesus Christ. Anyway, I'll talk about. Anyway, that's it. So I'll talk about Shintoism next video, and you have to go right now. So thank you for watching this video. Hope you enjoy it. Bye.